Good morning class. I Mukesh Tiwari welcome everyone in Smart Exam Academy. In this lesson we are going to understand about the Union Executive. That is the second chapter of your civics book ICSE Board Class 10. We have divided this video into different parts and this is going to be the first part of the video along with the excellent notes and explanation. I have made my attempt to explain every concept in a simple language so that you will not feel any kind of problem to understand any topic. In this video we will discuss about the appointment, powers, position and removal of the President of India. So let's begin learning with fun. Thank you. Good morning class. I Mukesh Tiwari welcome everyone in the Smart Exam Academy. And today we are here by taking the second chapter of the ICSE Board Class 10. Here we are going to discuss about the second chapter, that is the President and the Vice President of India, the part 1. This is the first lecture of this part, civics part, ICSE Board Class 10. So here we are going to discuss about the President of India, his powers, his election, his oath, how he is elected, about his election, everything we are going to discuss in this video. So let's go ahead with our points. The first point you can see here, the President of India. The President of India is the executive head of the Union of India. He is the executive head. Now what is the meaning of the executive head? Executive head means all the actions, all the executive actions are taken in the name of the President of India, whatever may be. The executive also means the appointment, the power of appointment. It means all the power of appointments or high level appointments are taken by the President or in the name of the President. Now the President appoints all the important personalities of India, like the governor of India, the governor of different states are appointed by the President, and the Prime Minister himself is appointed by the President, as well as the other ministers are also appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister of India. And another, the CAG, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, is also appointed by the President. Along with that, the Attorney General of India is also appointed by the President. It means, whatever I want to say is that the President appoints the chief officials of the state and of the country. He appoints the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. But again, as I have said, that he is a ceremonial head. Ceremonial head means the nominal head. Nominal, that means he is for the name only. Nominal head. Now what is the meaning of nominal head? Nominal head means he will be the head of the country by name only, but the Prime Minister will exercise all the powers of the President in his name. The President is the nominal head and the Prime Minister is the real head. The Prime Minister is called the supreme ruler. All the decisions will be taken by the Prime Minister in the name of the President. So here you can see the Constitution make it necessary on the part of the President to exercise his or her functions in accordance with the advice of the Council of Ministers. Now what is Council of Ministers? Council of Ministers is the team of the Prime Minister. In the Council of Ministers, the Transport Minister, the Home Minister, and the other categories of the minister, the Finance Minister, all these categories of the minister are the members of the cabinet of the Council of Ministers. I hope everybody has been able to understand. Let's move to the next slide. Now, eligibility of the election. who can become the president of India? It is very simple. The qualifications are also very simple. He is a citizen of India. He should be a citizen of India. He should not be a foreigner. It means a foreigner cannot become a president of India. He has completed the age of 35 years. That means above 35. 35 is the minimum age. So 35 is he should be at least 35 years of the age. He should be qualified for election as a member of the Lok Sabha. It means that whatever the qualification, all these are also the qualifications of the Lok Sabha. That means the citizen of India above 25 years of the age, should not hold any office of profit. All these are also the qualifications of the Lok Sabha also. Now, office of profit, what does it mean? Office of profit, it means he should not be in the government service, either in the country or in the state. He should not be a state government or a central government employee. If he is, he has to resign from that post. So all these are the qualifications. He should not, some additional qualifications are also there that we will discuss in the next. Here additional qualifications are that it's some additional qualification also there. He should not be of incapable mind. He should not be of incapable. He should not be incapable or insolvent. SOLINSOLVENT. He should not be insolvent. Insolvent means the unsound mind. Unsound mind. Unsound mind means the mad person. He should not be a mad person. He should be a sound mind and of the sound body. Now, a person, how the President of India is elected? The President of India is elected by the Electoral College. The security deposit for the election has been raised up to 15,000 by an ordinance. Ordinance we will discuss later. Ordinance is an order issued by the President of India on the advice of the Prime Minister. So ordinance means the order. It is also called the law. It is an order. At least the security deposit, if anybody want to stand in the election of the President of India, minimum deposit is the 15,000. The 50,000 is a minimum deposit that he has to deposit before he will contest the election for the president. Now, what is Electoral College? Composition of the Electoral College. What is the meaning of the Electoral College? Electoral College is composed of both the houses of the parliament. It means Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha. It is composed of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, as well as the legislative assemblies of the state, including national territory of Delhi and the union territory of Pondicherry. These two are the union territories that should be included in the election of the president, as well as the legislative assembly. That means the whole nation participate in the election of the president of India. So Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, legislative assemblies, as well as the capital of Delhi and Pondicherry. It is an important question every time it appears. It is very important one, which many times has appeared in the ICSE board examination. So you must keep in mind about the election of the President of India. It is also the composition. If a question comes how the President of India is elected, you may or may not tell the composition of the Electoral College, but the name Electoral College you must tell if you are writing the answer of the election of the President of India. So let's move to the next point. Now, the procedure of the election. He is elected by the elected members of Vidhan Sabha, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha on the basis of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. The vote is transferable, but it is not asked only the how the President of India is elected. It will be asked as a question in the ICSE board exam. So how the President of India is elected? He is elected by the elected members of Vidhan Sabha, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha on the basis of the proportional representation. Okay, so only this we have to write. You can, I hope that you are sitting along with your pen and paper, and you are writing these slides, you are writing these points. Okay, so you start making the notes. You can pause the video and write down the main points. It is the important points. If you are writing this, nobody can stop you from getting 100% marks in the exam, because every points I have included in this video. So let's move ahead. The president is directly elected. Now a question comes, reasons for the indirect election. As I have said that the President of India is indirectly elected. Now why he is indirectly elected? Why? Because if he is directly elected, he could become a rival center of power to the Council of Ministers, because the Prime Minister is a real ruler. He is directly elected. Now if the President of India is also directly elected, he could be in fighting with the President and the Prime Minister, and that is why he is indirectly elected. He is not directly elected, because if he is directly elected, the President can become the supreme ruler. He could, and two sovereign powers cannot coexist in a single country. That is why he is indirectly elected. He is above the party politics. The President of India remains above of the party politics. That is why indirect election. So the first we have understood. The second, indirect election protects the president to become a nominee of the ruling party of the center. He is not aligned with any ruling party. The government may fall. The government may fall, but even after collapse of the government, the position, the prestige of the President of India remains same. The President don't have to resign. The President don't have to resign even if the government falls. Now, Electoral College, I have already explained the composition and the meaning of the Electoral College. The whole nation clears would be the state. Whatever the President of India is telling, that is the voice of the whole nation. Now, you can write down the main points. I hope everybody is understanding. There is no confusion. There is no scope of the confusion while I am explaining the topic. So let's move to the next point. Before entering an oath of the office, oath means the shapath. It is called in Hindi as the shapath. That means a promise. The promise I am making. Promise. Oath means the promise. Before entering into the office of the President of India, the person has to promise in front of the Chief Justice of India. If the Chief Justice is absent or he is ill, senior most judge of the Supreme Court can also, in presence of the senior most judge of the Supreme Court, the President can also take the oath. He will take the oath for the discharge of the president function, that he will protect the country, he will be honest towards his duty, he will defend the constitution and the law, he will devote himself to the service and well-being of the people of India. So how the question will come? The question will come, who gives the oath to the President of India? It can come as a 1 marks question. It is very frequently it comes. So in this case, your answer would be Chief Justice of India. Okay, so let's move. Now, term of office. The term of office is 5 years. 5 years is the whole term. He is also eligible for the re-election even after serving the president for one time. Once again, he can be re-elected. Like Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was 2 times. Rajendra Prasad, everybody know the name, I hope. Rajendra Prasad, he was 2 times elected as the President of India. He is also the first President of India. 2 times, that means the 10 years he remained in the office. Enters into the office, the Chief Justice, yes. The Chief Justice of India, as I have already said, that The President of India takes the oath in the presence of the Chief Justice of India. The President may resign before the completion of the year. Who will? He can also resign. Suppose because of the old age, the President is not capable to run his function. So in that case, he can submit his resignation to the Vice President of India, and the Vice President, suppose if Vice President want to resign, he will submit his resignation to the President of India. So the situation is vice versa. The President will submit the resignation letter to the President, and the President will submit the resignation to the Vice President of India. If a seat is vacant on the basis of the resignation, it should be filled within 6 months. That means within 6 months the election should happen and his seat should be filled up. So let's move to the next point, the procedure of the impeachment. Now impeachment means, how the impeachment will happen. Impeachment means, what is the meaning of the impeachment? Impeachment means the removal of the President of India. The President of India can be removed. How he can be removed? He can be removed on the violation of the Constitution. If he do anything which is outside the Constitution, or he himself has not followed the Constitution, because the Constitution is the supreme, everybody is below that. So if he violates the term and spirit of the Constitution, he has to be removed. Now, how the removal can happen? Suppose impeachment can also happen on the basis of incapacity. Incapacity means now he is not capable. He has become very old, because the senior person in India, it happens in India that the senior most people become the president, and he becomes quite old. Suppose he has become quite old because of the disease, he is not capable to run his function, then, and he is not even able to write his resignation also. Suppose the president has gone in the coma, then he cannot write his own resignation, then he can be impeached. So the either house can initiate the procedure by mentioning the charge for the violation of the Constitution. At least 14-day notice has to be given to the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha for the impeachment of the President. So let's move to our next slide. I hope you have written. You can pause the video and write the main points. It will make a very good notes. So let's move to the next slide. Now, powers. So in the next, up to this, we are finishing up to this. In the next, we will start our next video with the powers of the President of India. Until that, we are going to finish this video up to here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. I will also give my email ID in the second video. You can contact me on that email ID, and my email ID is Mukesh, M-U-K-E-S-H, Mukesh Tiwary, T-I-W-A-R-Y, Mukesh Tiwary 777 @gmail.com. In the second video, I will type this Mukesh Tiwary, M-U-K-E-S-H T-I-W-A-R-Y 777 @gmail.com. If you have any doubts, you can directly contact me on this email ID. I will be happy if you ask even some more questions. Till that, thank you. Have a nice day. In the next video, we are meeting with the powers of the President of India. Thank you. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. This is my email ID. If you want to ask any question, you can directly contact me on this email ID. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more and more updates. Thank you.